Carmelo Anthony free agency ranking all 30 NBA teams from best to worst fit to sign a veteran for. Breaking news. November 3, 2018. Chicago, after a much quicker end to his tenure with the Houston Rockets than was expected, is still searching for a new home within the NBA, and it is something that he is attempting to attack head-on, as evidenced by his appearance on ESPN last Friday. Out. Anthony probably is one of the 450 best basketball players in the world. He just needed to. He has displayed plenty of it on the court in recent years. Olympic Melo, but for all of his other faults, Anthony can create his own shot. In a small sample, not every team in the NBA needs that sort of player, but a forward who can generate his own offense and create mismatches will always have a place on certain bench units. If the right team's 30. They are the muscle 29. Oklahoma City 28. The Warriors are hard 27. New president of 26. If you don't want me 25. If anything could cop 24. There just isn't any 23. Donovan Mitchell's 22. If any team could 21. The Bulls used to 20. The Nuggets already 19. Cleveland has dropped 18. They have the same heart 17. The Kings go to 16. The Pacers are all 15. Anthony would be a 14. They have an empty roster 13. The Clippers have an empty 12. The dream of an all 11. Small market 10. They already have an 9. There really isn't a 8. Anthony is a Jordan 7. It's time to correct 6. The Blazers have been 5. If you're going to 4. Tim Hardaway Jr. 3. Anthony struggled 2. The Magic scored 1. The defending champion. Related slideshow best move every team made this offseason provided by Yard Barker.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.